you were saying about your spirit light soul when you high?
I just told you that. In private.
In private?
I was a kid.
I'm just confused. What you mean? I was asking. Your spirit light soul now.
Yes, like directly into my eye. That's why we always tell the kids, stop playing with the stuff, like with the Lysol and all that. It's not a toy. I thought it was a toy. I didn't listen.
The reason that we're bringing that up is because I have to take clear eyes nowadays.
Your dry eyes.
But, what's the clear eyes now? Back Bill now? No.
No.
Which one is it?
I don't know. I just call him the clear eyes man.
Oh.
What was the Vaseline?
I don't know. What? Lip check? My lip check?
No, mine are. But it's very early, so that's probably why.
Just lick it. It won't work.
Oh no, that makes it worse. It's only gonna make it worse. That's how Mel says it.
Oh. I thought I was going to remove it or something.
No. She always tells her, no, don't scratch. It's only gonna make it worse. Because I tell her that about her little mosquito bites.
Oh, yeah. It's going to protect me from a mosquito bite? Are you ready?
Yes.
What up, though?
What up, though?
Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I'm the math guy, Steve. This is...
Pagey, wagey, babe.
Pagey,
Oh, sorry.
Pagey, wagey, babe. I always want to steal my line.
Look, it's very early.
So, Poop, what's the news of the day? Or the week? Or the month?
I'm like, what has been going on? It's been so... I don't know, this week kind of flew by. I would just say that I've made it. I've been very tired this week, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think because, okay, so Steven is teething.
Yeah, oh, that's probably why. It's been exhausting.
Yeah.
He's teething, and he has been... I love my baby, but he's been a pain. Literally, yes.
He's been in
Literally
pain,
a pain
and a pain.
And a pain, yes.
So he's been quite a bit to handle, especially when you're feeding.
And he's been a lot more, like, irritable, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he threw a lot of tantrums yesterday and was, like, trying to hit his head and stuff. Like, things that I haven't seen him do.
Yeah. And, yeah, and then, Mel tries to help, but, yeah, he's at that stage.
Yes. So. We're entering in a new phase.
At that stage. You get it? You get it?
Really?
I'm going to put that sound in that. Don't worry about it. It's cool. So, yeah, my week has been, pretty lengthy as well. Pretty, tiring. We stayed up a couple nights just talking. Mm-hmm. Just because we don't have time by ourselves much at all.
We do
right
not.
Now. Especially on the weekends, usually we have some time, but
not really.
Not really at all. So, but that's okay. We find time. We make time. Mm-hmm. Make time to make a podcast, right?
Yeah, but this is also considered our personal time.
Right. This is literally the only time we have together by ourselves, our personal time. So I'm sure one of them will wake up in the middle of this.
Right.
Anywho, but yeah, it's been a good week still. Mm-hmm. Still productive, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, we're here.
We are here. We made it.
Made it through another one, boss.
Yes. Oh.
Anyway, okay, so today's episode we're just going to continue on with this couple's games. We had some questions that we had. I should probably not do that loud if I'm clearing on the podcast. Some couples games questions that we had for each other, and just to dig deeper into ourselves, into our relationship, and to share with y'all. Okay, so let's see what we got.
I'm down. Let's see.
The last one was about physical feature. Yeah, you remember that at the end of it? We talked about
did I do mine? What was
Oh, no, you didn't. Just now that you say that. I said, what personality trait do you like most and least about yourself? Which you talked about, you like most about yourself. That you're always growing on yourself or building on yourself, essentially. But I don't think you did the physical feature one. So what physical feature do you like most and least? I said I don't like my height.
Okay.
But then I said I do like the fact that I'm. Okay, so we call Steven, Big Swole.
Oh,
all right. Okay.
Yes, y'all break everything.
But anyway, so what physical feature do you like most and least about yourself?
Physical feature. I don't really want to sound vain, but I kind of feel like this is
intentionally, intentionally trying to make it sound like yes.
What physical feature do I like most about myself? Would probably be my thighs. Exactly. I know that's your favorite. I know it's your favorite. But I don't know. They've always been, I guess, toned. They're longer. And I don't know. To me, they stand out.
You don't mind if I put a picture of your thighs right now?
I do mind.
I'm just kidding.
That's for you, not for everybody else.
I'm just kidding, man. Go ahead.
Least about yourself.
Yeah. You can't go with your thighs again, okay? All right, that's not allowed.
Probably my cheeks, because
what?
I know.
Ain't no way.
No, it's always been a thing. People always talk about my cheeks. They always try to touch them. People always think I'm eating something. Like, I used to get in trouble in school all the time. Teacher would be like,
that's hilarious. First of all, that's hilarious. Like, chipmunk, come here. I'm sure you got ribbed on it for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get made fun of, and the teacher would be like, and plus because I was already very short and very small.
Yeah.
So my cheeks would just stand out like metal.
Yeah.
And the teacher would always be like, what are you eating? There's no eating in my classroom. And I'm like, I'm not eating anything. And it really would make me open my mouth. See? Oh, that's for sure. Like, make me open my mouth. Like, it used to be so embarrassing. So I'm going to say my cheeks.
Which is wild, because that's one of your, like you said, predominant features. But also, everyone says that now that Mel and Steven are here, that they have your cheeks.
But everyone
that sticks
in
your
family
exactly.
has the same cheeks. Mm-hmm. Everyone, no matter
Carlotta, Juan, Maya,
from the smallest
Uncle
person
Billy,
to the biggest person, has the same cheeks.
Literally everybody has those cheeks.
Yes.
So, but I mean, I like your cheeks. I like this beautiful smile.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Somebody got to like.
She'll be crying on the podcast.
No, it's early morning. Yeah, crying, laughing.
All right, okay, so the next question we have here is, would you rather be smart or attractive? And which one do you think you are more right now, for real? Okay,
baby's boss up.
Boss up. Okay, so now the boss is up. All right, okay. Would you rather be smart or attractive? And which one do you think you are more as of now?
I would rather be smart. I think that has a longer life.
Right. Okay.
As of now, I believe I'm both.
I give you that. Not as smart as me, but I give you that. I'm just kidding. It's actually way smart.
I'm about to say
way smart. Yeah, for me, same thing. I would much rather be smart. I think one has more of a like you said, longer shelf life in being smart. Now your brain can dwindle in your elder years, whereas attractive. I could be ugly by 35. I'm 34.
Well, and it's kind of like subjective. You don't know who thinks you're attractive.
True, but isn't intelligence subjective as well?
I mean, I guess it depends on like what your area is.
Maybe overall intelligence is not subjective; that is objective. But yeah. So, but either way, I'd much rather be smart than attractive. And which one do I think I am more right now? That's comical. I am amazing looking, and I'm the smartest guy in the room. Guy.
Wow.
Smartest guy in the room. Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, okay. Let's try another one. Let's see. What's one thing only I, or very few people, know about you? I think with this one.
Oh, you're answering that, or am I answering that?
So you're answering it. What's one thing that I only know about you? And then I'm answering it. What's one thing that you only know about me?
That I can be pretty funny.
I believe this entire podcast is that. I think this entire podcast is. Go ahead.
I don't know. I think sometimes people think that I'm very serious, but I don't know. It's just, maybe that's just my face.
Okay. Your face lends to laser focused. Yes. I would say I would say you're very witty.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that part. Like on the spot, you come up with one-liners or inside jokes or things like that. I think you're rather witty. I don't think most people know about you unless they're around you all the time, like me, or my mom, or your mom, or Mel would know that. Let's see. One thing that only you know about me. What do you think? What's one thing that only you know about me, or that very few people know about me?
You're pretty much an open book. I'm trying to think.
That's the reason why it's so difficult. I'm pretty much open book around everybody. Go ahead. I would say it lends to one of the questions that we had in the previous one about confidence, is that I get rather shy around in certain circles, in certain circumstances. Or I close in, or I'm rather quiet and just sit in the back.
Fade to the back. Ouch!
Yeah, which I... Really, boy? We're trying to shoot a podcast here. You're not going to get invited again. That I fade to the back in certain circumstances where in most circles that I'm in, or most situations that I'm in, I'm right in front. Right? I'm the loudest person in the room.
And it's always a little weird seeing you in those like settings that make you a little bit more passive.
Yeah, I think that passive is the word. Yeah.
What's going on?
Like sometimes when I'm with the bros, I'll fade to the back because it's like this big personalities already in the group, and then on a specific day, all the other four are talking, and then there's two other people who are there talking, and I'm just like, this is good. I'll be back here listening. So I think that's one thing that people don't really know about me. What else? Let's see. Do you think I can read you well, or do I often not notice or interpret things wrong?
I think you read me very well. I think that a lot of times you can see.
Dang! Tell me, are you tired?
I think that a lot of times you can already tell how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Or like what I'm thinking and things like that. Or like even sometimes if I'm like overreacting, you'll kind of be like, well, is it really this? Like, is it stemming from this? Like you can kind of read past like the emotion that I'm feeling. So yeah, I think that, after all this time, I would hope that
come on, 14 years. Come on, 14 years. Okay. Hopefully I can. No, I pride myself on that. I pride myself on being able to at least understand what you're going through, or trying to understand what you're going through in a specific day or time or moment. So
and you can also communicate it in a way that's helpful too.
Yeah, most times I don't always do it properly.
Well, yeah, right.
But most times I try to communicate it where it's like, okay, let's try to figure this out. Try to do it, together, whatever it is. So yeah. Do you think you read me well?
I think I do. Sometimes I'm like, he's just being emotional right now.
You can't just say that,
Paige. Just let him have his time.
I don't be emotional, bro. Why they feel me?
But I think that we both try to make sure we're actually like noticing and seeing one another. Mm-hmm. It's not just I'm living my life separately from you living your life. Yeah. We're like in it together.
Yeah.
So
as always, we made it through another one, boss.
Right. Boy.
Okay, you can't paper, bro. You got something else but not paper. That's too much noise on there. Look the audio. All right, let's try another one. Let's see. If you could have 3 wishes right now, in this moment, what would they be? Quick fire. You have 30 seconds to decide on the spot. Otherwise, you'll disappear. They'll disappear.
You go first then.
3 wishes. Our podcast is booming. You have a great lawyer job, and our property and house are done and paid for. We never have to worry about living expenses again. That's all I got. I didn't put PhD on that, see? Go ahead. You got 30 seconds. Let's go.
Perfect health for me and all my family.
Okay.
I would say the same thing. Living comfortably and hitting the jackpot. I'm just joking.
You can't wish for infinite money, Paige. Boy.
And I think my third one, I'm like way over 30 seconds at this point. But mine didn't disappear because I'm still talking about the last one. Okay, so my last one would be to work because I want to, not because I have to. So that means doing something that is fruitful, but something that I really enjoy.
Yeah. What kind of job would that be that's fruitful, and you really enjoy it? Clearly,
I don't know.
The you mean you don't know?
Because ideally, I would just want to do like multiple things. You know me, I'm kind of a.
You don't sit
still. I want to. Yeah, it's like I just always want to like try things out. We only get one life.
You're right. You don't sit still. That's fine. So okay, what would those multiple things be then? Give an example.
Of course, a legal career. Probably something in real estate, not selling homes. Can you please stop? Of course, the podcast. I don't know. I mean, I think those are like the big 3 things that are in my mind right now.
Yeah. I'm curious. This is an aside to this. It's not up there, but do you think? Okay, so there's a infamous person. Infamous internet personality who him and his wife have written a book. Do you think people will read a book about us?
Actually, yes. I think people would read a book about us. Only based on like how many people we talk to who encouraged us to do the podcast, because they were like, we could really listen to y'all talk like all day. Like they like the communication that you and I had.
Yeah, okay. Just curious. Because they would go on book tours. See? That would be part of it. I don't know. I don't think people...
Like on a bus?
No, Paige. That's not how a book tour works.
That's how
you just go to different. That's how you saw it TV. But they just go to different cities every weekend or every few days.
Oh, just like flying out.
Yeah.
Doing conferences and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see it.
You think it's a comedy tour? Or a music tour? A book tour?
I don't know how book tours work. I am not Oprah.
You gotta be Oprah. She's got a book club, not a book tour.
She's written many books.
I don't think Oprah got to go to a bus anyway. Ever again. Okay.
Right. PG. Well, actually, they're coming to Oprah.
Right, exactly. Come to the venue. Come on, baby, come on. If you could be anywhere in the world right now, where would you be and why?
Where would I be and why? I would probably be. See, it's twofold because part of me wants to say that I would be wherever my family is. However, after my week, I would probably be somewhere by myself. Tropical.
Without me? Hey.
Okay.
Throw the whole podcast.
With you. Well, yeah, because yesterday I was looking at, Mel picked this up, and I was like, man, life was so simple back then. Like, we had so much freedom. And so, yeah. So probably just somewhere by ourselves so we could just get a chance to reset.
Yeah.
With a rather strong tropical drink.
Rather strong. Rather interesting people, by the way. I would say it's similar. That's exactly what I was thinking. Somewhere in Jamaica, me and you sipping on something and trying not to talk about the kids, which we probably
I know. It's like, what else would we talk about then?
Right. But that'd be the why. It's just kind of, like you said, the reset part. It's, I love y'all. That's all. I got you. I love y'all.
That's not a phone. You said hello.
Hello? Really?
You say hello to the people. Say hello.
Say hi. There you go. All right, let's try 13.
We already did that.
What would be your dream job?
You just asked me.
Huh? When
we did the 3 wishes.
That actually be your dream job?
You did. You
I did. Okay. All right, let's see this one. How would you spend your time when you retire? Okay, it says ask in 2 ways. First, if they had unlimited money. So if you had unlimited money, how would you spend your time when you retire?
If I had unlimited money, I would first make sure that I had something set up for the kids, and then something set up for after I'm gone, for like you and whatever.
It says, how would you spend your time?
That's what I would do first.
Paige.
It's like when you retire, you gotta think about all that stuff, and then after that,
it says, how would you spend your time?
That's what I would do first, and then I would probably be in whatever home that would be like the home that I'm in until I expire. And I would spend my time probably like gardening, doing things like that's the type of stuff that I like doing now. Cooking. I like doing that, like just discovering new things. It would be very
Good morning, Mello.
Good morning, Mello.
Let's try this one more again.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, how would you spend your time? You said, okay, well, after you've done all the things that you need to do, then you
Tying up loose ends.
Then you said the gardening and
cooking. Probably traveling with you as much as we can. Just, making those memories.
What are you doing?
Still recording the podcast.
Yes, most definitely.
Just like having like genuine time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine would be similar. After tying loose ends, I won't go into detail. Well, I gotta make sure.
But I put it on your mind.
Make sure. No, I assumed that part was already done in this scenario. I assumed that part was already done. Mm-hmm. And so, I would say gardening, taking care of the property, shooting the potty, and even still teaching.
Really?
In retirement. But not necessarily in the capacity that I'm doing so right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, I love teaching. It's a passion. And teaching these children. I even thought about maybe since they're going to be homeschooled, and a bunch of them going to be homeschooled by the time I retire, teaching them full time.
Oh, like having a school?
Yeah, or I mean, not necessarily a public school.
You'll probably be done with school by the time you retire.
I'm retiring like 9 years.
Oh, I thought you meant like old.
No one said old. See, I've been working the same job for 12 years. 11 years now.
I can't see myself just stopping. I'm probably one of those like worker bees who's like, I'm gonna just keep going to the wheels fall off.
Yes, you most certainly are that type. Okay, now that's one scenario. Okay, how would you spend your time when you retire? Based on what you think you'd be able to do realistically. So
I think I just answered mine. Realistically, I would probably just keep going, but just in a different capacity. Like, I don't know. Like by the time I'm retirement age, like I'm just thinking of some things. Like, what if I'm able to, like start a nonprofit or like have a scholarship or like something like that further like serves the community mm-hmm. and not really like working for a salary.
Yeah. Yeah, mine. I kind of just spoke on mine as well. I mean, I probably actually all the things I just said still can hold even if I don't have one. Exactly. Like you said. So,
right.
Yeah,
I think we were very realistic in how we answered the first one, even if we didn't have unlimited money.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. All right, let's see. If you could go back to any age in your life, which year would you choose and why? I think we answered some of these questions already.
I know, I think so. I would probably go back to my teenage years. I know it sounds crazy, right? Who wants to go back to being a teenager? But I would just give myself and the people around me a lot more grace. Mm-hmm. Like, just be a lot nicer. Because there was so much going on during that time. Mm-hmm. And if I had known, like, where I would be, like, just, like, mentally, like, now, like, if I had that same level of patience, even though I know as a teenager you have, like, crazy hormones and things and all that stuff, your body is just not your own during that time. Yeah. But if I had known some of that, just, like, woosah and that patience and mm-hmm. that, like, taking time to clear your mind and really think things through, like, I would have saved myself a lot of hardship. Yeah,
and that makes sense. I mean, you like you said, you're growing at that moment, mm-hmm. so you don't necessarily know. But yeah, and you save yourself a lot of heartbreak, a lot of mm-hmm. Emotional distress.
Yes.
Situation. Yeah. I would similarly. Okay, so I have two ages. I would go back to 17. Mm-hmm. So huge part of that is that. So that was right before Katrina. Mm-hmm. I guess I just turned 17. So I'll go back to that age, 16, 17. That's when life was quote unquote normal. 16. Yeah, just turned 17, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. We were only 2 years apart, right?
But I feel like I was so young when Katrina happened.
You were 14.
Yes, I was. No, I was not 14.
Yes, you were.
I think I was.
You were about to turn 15.
I guess so. Yeah, I was 10th grade, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that is a huge jump in age at that age.
Well, in high school terms, I'm like, you were like grown. I met you at 17.
True. But I'll go back to that age. Just similar reasons. Try to give a little more grace, but mm-hmm. also that's when life was normal. Like that summer. I mean, right. I had the time of my life that summer. Something before hurricane. So that age, and then I would go back to 29. If you do the math right. But the reason why is because I would say I would go back to that age so that we could travel more. I don't think we traveled enough during our non-children having.
I know, right?
So, but not too far back where we didn't have enough money to travel. So yeah, around 29, I would say. Okay, if you could meet one person from any era in time, who would it be and why?
Ooh.
Any era in time. Huh. Mine's easy. I guess one of two people.
Who yeah.
Barack Hussein Obama.
I know, that's what I was like, any era in time, but I want to meet Michelle.
LeBron James Sr.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a mogul.
Just to talk with them and pick their brain and understand a little more about, just those people. Mm-hmm. They aren't necessarily like heroes, but they're constants in my world of people I would say look up to, sure, that I haven't met. Mm-hmm. What would you say?
I think I would kind of go a little further back. I would maybe want to meet... I don't want to have to go too far back because it say you have to. Do you have to go back to the?
I was just about to say that's the only. Look. Frederick Douglass popped into my head. I'm like, do I want to be there? Can he come this way? Can he come forward?
Right. That's.
I was like, I don't know the question, so I gotta refigure.
So, I think that I would probably want to meet. Since we're doing two people, you got to. Michelle, and then. I would probably want to speak to like a... I don't know, like a MLK. Like I have to have it like, middle of, those times.
The rough times.
Yeah, because I don't want to go like all the way back to slavery, which I was thinking at first, to go all the way back and be like, how did y'all deal with it? Yeah. How did it... But I don't want to be ducking and dodging while I'm asking my question.
Okay, all right. Master got the whip ready. All right, let's see. We only got a few more. What are your top 3 greatest achievements in your life so far? And how about your biggest regrets?
So far, my top 3 greatest achievements, I will say my children have to take 2. Mm-hmm. I will say...
I think you like that answer.
I say you want to get knocked off. And also... Stop it. It would be like just my personal progress. I mean, of course, getting married and stuff, that's a big achievement, but like a lifetime achievement. Mm-hmm. In the grand scheme of things, I would say just that personal improvement. Because that's the thing that has gotten me to this place where I am now. Being so far into, professional life, education and marriage and being a mom. Like all of that stemmed from different shifts. Thank you.
Okay, I would say mine are. I'll put the my family in one thing.
Oh man!
Oh, you ain't read the rule. That's one achievement. That my family is cohesive and growing, and all those things are together. So,
wow.
Okay. So then my other achievements would be attaining my master's degree. Mm-hmm. I don't think without you by my side, I would have gotten my undergrad degree, let alone my master's. Long nights of her making me study and explain mathematical concepts that she didn't care about at all.
But I still know what a Mobius strip is.
The Mobius strip. Got you. That's how I caught it. That's how I got it. Got into the map. So I would say getting a master's degree and being ordained as a minister. I think that was an achievement
that was
as well.
A big moment for you.
Just kind of, I think that's one of them. It also says, how about your biggest regrets? I keep saying that because of the infamous tattoo, no regrets.
No.
You never seen people who have a no?
Oh, the regret. Yes, I've seen lists like that, but I don't know.
It says no regrets.
But with an A?
Yeah. So it's a tattoo, so it's permanent. Already ironic. No regrets. Yep.
Biggest regrets. Not being a teenage mother.
That's a regret? That should be the accomplishment version, Paige. That should be the accomplishment
version. My kids would have been grown by now. They would have been
You may not have made it, Paige, this far.
You never know. It would have been a toss-up.
Let me do that when I first met you, see? Should let me hit that up with the who?
18.
Would be good, but
what's the show called? Teen Mom? See? Go pick it up, baby.
Yeah, take this towel.
Oh, I thought you was
That's a lot less noise. There you go.
It's dirty.
Oh.
But biggest regrets.
We're almost done, bro. Go ahead. Go get down now.
I would say. Well, you go first. The biggest regret.
I would say not finishing my PhD program at LSU Health Sciences Center.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, a huge thing happened where emotionally I was not ready to continue with it. But I would say not finishing the program, just because I would have my PhD by now. Also, I could be working in that field, that medical field, which makes lots of money. I could just be teaching on the side. So I think that would be one of my regrets. I don't know if I have any other huge regrets.
Mine will probably
not accepting my marriage proposal at 18. Gotcha.
Steven.
That's the, I know what it is. You just said you want to be a teen mom. You could be a teen wife. What are you talking about here? What are we doing?
But at the age of 17, how I was going to explain that to my mama?
First of all, he was about to turn 18. Still, yeah, just turned 18.
How was I? No. Well, you wanted to get married on my 18th birthday.
Boom.
And remember the court was closed? Because I'm born 2 days after Christmas. Oh, yeah. But how was I going to explain that to my mama? That alone lets you know that I wasn't prepared to be somebody's wife. Having to ask my mom.
But you want to be somebody's mama?
Now, at the age I am now, I'm thinking, yes, I could have been reckless back then.
First of all,
I would have had a lot more help. I would have still been able to do.
Imagine the strained relationships you would have had with the people that had to give you the help.
I don't know. Looking at some people, they seem to be on the men. So I'm like, people reach out to you more.
We may not even be together.
You never know that.
Oh my goodness. What I do know is we are together and you don't have strained relationships. And our kids are fine.
The big part is the kids would be grown.
Just let them churn live right now. They can be. You ain't got to push them back the decade. All
right. Let's see. So biggest regret would probably be not. I don't know. I don't really regret anything. Okay, would probably be just not being very. I don't know. I optimistic about like the world around me. Not really being like negative, but I don't know. Just I would always come from a mindset of just disappointment all around me, like automatically.
Yeah.
So
that's your first mind.
Yeah, that was my first mind. So living in that space and just not giving myself to that opportunity to be like, if these people and these things disappoint you, look past that. Mm-hmm. Like, now I just let anything just like kind of brush off me. Like, I just don't even care.
I got my armor on now. Huh?
But, back then letting like certain things, certain people kind of like just get to you. And then you fooling yourself being like, I don't care, but yes you do. Mm-hmm. Because you're getting all hype.
Right, exactly. So, I got you. Yeah. All right, couple more.
Okay.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
One thing. So I see the emphasis on the one thing, so I guess we only get to choose one.
Yes.
If I could change one thing.
I did not write this. Last episode, she's like, well, you put caps on it. No, I didn't. I just took a picture. This is a snapshot. Go ahead.
If I could change one thing about myself, it would be to be more vocal about my needs and like making sure that I'm taking care of myself and not getting lost in everything else going on around me. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was okay. All right.
I can elaborate, but I didn't know.
Well, no, I agree because you don't take care of yourself enough. You don't think about you. I mean, your greatest dreams are making sure everyone else around you is good instead of what's good for you. What makes you happy?
Retiring with unlimited money.
Retiring with unlimited money. Well, I got to make sure I'm sharing good. It said, what would you do? Yeah, I would make sure the children good. I would make sure you good. What would you do with your life, with your day? So, I agree. You should, not saying you should, but I agree why you would say that quality is something you would want to change. I understand. Mine, I would say being able to, this is a weird way of saying it, but this is the correct way, being able to control my emotions. Okay. A lot of times I'll get, being able to stay even keel in certain circumstances, right? Yes. A lot of times I'll get just emotionally distraught and just throw the whole thing away. I'm done with that, whatever the situation is.
I think you kind of fight hard to like have this like baseline, but like once you're a smidge over, it's just like off the deep end. For you.
As you say, I have very high level of patience.
Yeah.
But when my patience is done, I'm done.
Yes.
And being able to, if I could change that, to be able to stay even more patient or even more even keel.
And I don't know how you can be more patient than you already are. I'm like, your level of patience is like ignoring so many red flags. And I'm like, you should have said something here.
Very true. But even so, even if I'm going to stay that patient, at least be able to control how I react a little better. When I finally do realize, okay, I'm done with this now. Being able to still stay calm in the situation. So, okay, last one. Okay. If you can find out one thing about your future, what would you want to know, and what would you want to do if it wasn't the answer you wanted, but you couldn't change it? So you can find out one thing about your future, what would you want to know?
I would want to know, like, where I end up professionally.
Okay.
And then, what would you do if it wasn't the answer you wanted? Oh, because... what would I do if it wasn't the answer I wanted, but I couldn't change it? Then you wouldn't do anything if you can't change it.
Well, how would you react right now if it was, okay, you're working at some job that you don't too much care for? How would you feel about that right now?
And if I couldn't change it?
Yeah.
Make peace. What else would you do?
Yeah, the last part was a little weird. I don't know how to reconcile it.
No. I don't really see myself as like a one-trick pony, so I'm pretty sure I would have something else going on. Like,
that makes sense. I was thinking, which is I thought where you were going, and so I would. I'm glad you didn't say it, so I can say it for mine. I would want to know where our 1 or 2 permanent residences are specifically, so that I could try to make sure my job opportunities coincide with that. Oh. So in other words, if we're going to be permanently in Hammond or at the property or another property or...
that may be the job, having a lot of properties.
That may be. But I would want to know where our permanent residence is so that I can try to figure out job-wise where...
Do you really see office space lasting a lot longer, especially after COVID and stuff?
No, I'm just saying...
So realistically, you probably would be able to work from anywhere.
True, but not... Well, teaching is a really in-person thing. So, I mean, I could, and now it is now. So I could. And yeah, I mean, eventually I see all classes being virtual type of classes. Absolutely. So we have our own office at our own property, teaching virtually, that type of thing. So, but I'm just saying... I'm not thinking 20 years down the line. I was thinking like 5 years down the line.
Okay.
In my head. It said future.
Whenever it says future, I'm thinking far in the...
You thinking when I'm 75. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're done. Steven, any last words?
This has been fun. I really like doing things like this because it not only lets the people who listen learn more about us, but it kind of makes you think like, how do I really feel about certain things? And so, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing. I think this is fun. Just kind of digging into ourselves that we haven't. We get this time together, usually by ourselves.
Say my baby.
Say hallelujah. Hallelujah. But we get this time to kind of explore those ideas, right? And explore more about each other and our relationship. Okay, we're done.
Say bye.
Podcast. Say bye-bye.
Yay. Look right here. Say bye.
Thank you for watching and keeping up with Taking the Stage, listening to us.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye. Say bye.
Hey podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good